All right, welcome to Financial Literacy Club with Mr. Alonzo. Little introduction on myself. I am a math teacher for a high school, but I also am very passionate about financial literacy and investing. I shared a video about my investment that I made in Mara. It is a very speculative investment, so only do this with a portion of your money. And I said that in my previous video. And here we can see that today, it went down 25%. So my investment crashed. So I bought around 46. And like I said, this is the risk of buying speculative small companies like this, buying hype stocks like this. If you guys remember, this Marathon Patent Group stock, MARA, is a Bitcoin miner. So today, Janet Yellen came out and spoke against Bitcoin. She didn't really say too much bad about Bitcoin, but she said be very careful out there if you are investing in Bitcoin. So if we look at the Bitcoin price, it is down to 48,000. So this is, like I said, this investment is going to move a lot faster than Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin goes down, this investment is going to go down way more than Bitcoin. When Bitcoin goes up, this investment is going to go way higher than Bitcoin. So Bitcoin went down 4%, a really big move because of the Treasury, the Janet Yellen, the old Federal Reserve, but now she is part of the Treasury and President Biden's cabinet. So because of that news, Bitcoin went down 4% today. But long term, I think Bitcoin is going to go way higher. So she basically told us to be careful if you are investing a big part of your money. So a lot of people might have gotten scared and they sold out. So this kind of counteract, and it's okay because if you look at it, if you look at more of a long-term mindset or like a long-term investment, this Bitcoin price went up a lot this year. So it is normal that we have pullbacks. Okay, it is normal that we have pullbacks when it comes to Bitcoin. And if you notice, if you look at the technicals, let's see out here. If you look at the technicals, it was really high extended over here. So it is normal for it to come back down to the 20-day moving average at 47,000. Right now it is at 48,000, right? So it will probably find support. Hopefully it doesn't break that 47,000. But if it breaks that 47,000, the next one down is going to be around 40,000 for the 50-day moving average. If we look at the 3-month times, we have something similar where 47, it is finding support here at 47. We will see if it breaks that and goes down to 40, or if it stays above that 20, if there's other news. But we know that the 50-day moving average, these moving averages are basically like support places. They're averages of the price. So they're averaging the price of 50 days, 20 days, and 200 days are what most speculative traders use. So it is normal for that to stabilize around 47 or stabilize around 40. If we break that 40, if it goes down to 40 and it goes under 40, our next area of support is around 20. Okay, so that is where we could see a big crash. Now, if you want me to guess, I don't think it's going to go down that far, but like I said, that is a guess. Right now it is still above the 20, so it is likely to go back up above the 20. But if it breaks the 47 today, it'll probably, and the next buying point would be around $40,000 per Bitcoin. Okay. So like I said, my investment in Mara, if we go back to Mara, my investment in Mara is going to move way, way more than the price of Bitcoin. So if we see it this week, it broke that 20-day, it broke the 50-day. So like I said, Bitcoin could do this, like Mara did this. But it found support on the 200-day. Okay. So my plan was, I bought way up here when it was extended, because I don't really like to do technical analysis. I like, when I have an idea, when I do an investing idea, I look at the technical, but I don't really pay too much attention to it. Um, um, so I buy, if I think it's a good investment, I buy it. I don't really look at it. But if we are going to trade around, um, so I bought it way up here. I didn't know where it was gonna go. It could have went up, like kept going up above it. But in this case, I was unlucky or lucky, I don't know, that it went down. And today it found its support really quickly down here at the 200-day. Okay. So right here at the 200-day, I bought some more shares, because now it is likely, because it found support at the 200-day, it is likely that it's going to go back up to around $38 to $40. So like I said, I bought around $46. Okay. So now it crashed 30%, found support around the $28. So I bought about 30, I bought 100 shares at 46. So 100 shares at 46. And I bought about 30 more shares, just because that's how much money I had in my account. Around 30, around like 20. Some of them were at 28. Some, I'm gonna just say, I bought 30 shares around 30. It was like $29, around 20. Let's say $29. Okay. Okay. So my cost basis now is around 42. Okay. So when you do this, when a stack goes down, you don't want to sell in panic. Everybody else is selling in panic. You want to buy more. And if it goes back up to 40, 45, 40, whatever, then you can sell whatever you added, right? Because you're buying low and you're selling high. So my overall position, I want to have 100 shares, right? I always want to keep 100 shares. That was my overall goal. But it went down 30%. So I'm going to add 30 shares. And if it goes back to the 40s, right around where my cost base is, around the 40s, I'm going to sell the 30 shares that I bought for $29. Okay. And then that's going to give me, about $1,000 in profit, based on these shares. So I'm always buying low and selling high. These 100 shares I'm going to keep for the long term, just because I know, I believe in Bitcoin. I believe that Bitcoin is going to go not only to 50, 60. I think in a year it's going to be maybe 100,000 or $80,000, right? So I think in a year it's going to about double where it is now, right? So I think just people are getting scared that the Janet Yellen said something bad about Bitcoin, and maybe she's going to do some regulation, so people are going to get scared. But I don't believe that. I don't think Bitcoin right now is a threat to the government. I don't believe in all that. But that is, like I said, my thesis, my belief. You can agree or disagree. That this is my perspective. But I thought this was a good example of um, of the risk, right? The risk of investing, and also what do you do? What do you do um, when you are scared? When I opened up my account today and I saw that my investment went from 4,000 I think it was $4,600 when I bought it, down to like 3,000. Um, I right, I felt that fear, right? But I thought, oh my God, it's right at the 200-day. That my plan ahead was to buy around the 200-day because there it's going to find the support. So right here, I'm going to buy around the 200-day, and if it goes back up to this level of support around the 40s, I'm going to sell these 30 shares that I bought today. So there I have an exit strategy, right? I have an exit strategy. I planned ahead of where I was going to buy it. If it crashes this 200-day, which is unlikely, then this price could go anywhere, right? It's going to find support somewhere else. But I don't believe long term it's going to, if Bitcoin prices don't crash. If Bitcoin prices crash, this is going back to like I said in my previous video, $10 or $5 or $2, right? Because this is a very, very small company, a very speculative investment. But here's another thing that I have been doing with this investment. So because there is so much hype in Bitcoin, when you sell call options and when you sell put options, they are giving you a lot of premiums. So they're giving you a lot of premium. So what I did, because I knew this was a speculative investment, what I did is I sold some call options and put options. So what this is going to do is minimize my risk, like I explained in my previous video. So I got paid out of I invested $4,600 in the beginning, but I bought 100 shares and I sold a call option because I could own those shares. Now I sold a covered call option. So that paid me around $600, right? So right here, that paid me $600. So my initial investment is really only $4,000. And as that price went down, I changed that call option. So I'm still in the negative, but if I go back to my portfolio, I sold another call option this morning at 232. So I moved my call option before it was at 54 because I thought maybe it would skyrocket to 54 and then I could make like $1,000 that way, and then roll it over up. And so that gave me $600. But now I moved it down to a 32 call option. And that gave me another $200. 200, and if you notice right here, average credit per share is $2.10. Because it is 100 shares, I get $210. Okay, so this is all selling call options. But what I also did, um, which is piling on more the risk. Like I said, I am risking more. What I also did is I sold some put options. I sold a put spread, just because I didn't have that much money. Um, but this also gave me an average credit of $295. So this put spread, I am risking $600, but they already pay me. They already pay me to almost $300. So if the price stays above 30 or 26, if the price stays above 26, and it is likely that it will stay above 26 because I showed you guys that the 200-day moving average is a very strong support for that stock. So I am betting that it's going to stay above $26. So, and if my bet is correct, I will be able to keep $295 with that put. So I'm risking $600 more. If it goes under 20, if it goes under $20, I lose my whole $600. Okay? I lose, well, so technically I lose $300, right? Because I already got paid. I already got paid 300, but the maximum I can lose is $600. Okay, if it goes below 20. Okay, so this is a really good example how options can lower the risk, right? I risked $4,600 in the beginning, but I already got paid about, what is this, 5, 10, 700, 8, $1,100 in premiums. So this lowers my risk. I got paid $1,000 in premiums, which is minimizing the risk. Okay. So that is my strategy. I'm going to be selling put options when I see, and I'm going to be selling call options when all the time. So like I said in that other video, those selling covered call options is going to give you income over time. Okay. So I'm still in the negative, right? Right now I'm in the negative because it crashed 30%. But this is how I'm managing my risk. All right. So I'm still in the negative. Is still in the short term. Sometimes you're going to win, sometimes you're going to lose. So for example, if I go to this position, I lost $1,500 there in a couple weeks, in like a week, right? $1,500 in a week. But by selling call options and by selling put options, I made $1,100 that I get to keep in my pocket. So really, instead of a 30% decline in my money, I really only lost about $400. Okay. So that is how I manage my risk. Okay? And I bought, and like I said, I bought more shares, lowering my cost basis. So hopefully now I'm even more, I'm doubling down on my investment. Hopefully it goes back up to 40. But if, so wish me luck, guys. If it goes below 26, like I said, I'm going to lose way more money. But like I said, I'm going to keep selling those call options if it keeps going down to offset that risk. And I'm going to lower those puts if it goes down to 25, 20. I'm going to lower those puts and sell puts so that, for example, my put spread, my break even is around $23. So I start losing money if it goes down to $23. Okay, so that put option, that put spread is going to start, I'm actually going to start losing money if the price goes down below 23. But if we look once again, that is below that 200-day. So that's why I put it there, because there is a low probability. And if you notice, it bounced off of that right away. There is a low probability that in the next 3 weeks, it goes below this 23. So that is my bet, that in 3 weeks, it will not go below 23. It will not go below 23. Notice I didn't put it right at the thing because, like I said, I'm very risk averse. I could have made it a little bit higher and got more premium, but I thought 23 would give me time to either close out the position in time if it breaks this by a lot. So it broke it a little bit. it broke the 26 a little bit, but it rebounded pretty quickly. When investors saw it crash, they bought it. They were like, oh, there's the 200-day, and they bought it. Okay. So what I think it's going to go, it's going to rebound from this 200-day and go back up to, see, it went under that for a little bit. That is the weekly. But I think it's going to go up to hopefully this 40. And once it goes to that 40, I'm going to sell those shares once I break even. Once I have it up to my cost basis, I'm going to sell those 30 shares for, so that's going to be a $300 profit if I sell those shares. My 100 shares are going to break even, right? Because it went down that much, but that's going to be a $300 profit. The put sells that selling the puts, that was another $300 profit. And then I'm going to break even on the calls too, because I think it's going to go back up. Okay. So that is kind of how you minimize your risk when you are in the stock market. You can use options to minimize your risk, or you can use options to gamble. But I like to use options. I'm a long mindset investor. So I believe in Bitcoin in the long term, that is going to go up to 50, 60, 70, 80. And if you are curious to why, check out my other video that I made on this channel. But like and subscribe if I gave you value. That is the position that I basically moved today. My other positions, I am long Mara. I am long Mara right now. That is my Bitcoin. My other, I am long ARK. I am long Berkshire Hathaway. So Berkshire Hathaway. So those are my three main investments. And I'll go into maybe in another video, I'll explain why each one. So like I said, Mara is kind of my speculative trading thing. These are both my more conservative investments where I have most of my money in. Okay. So I only have about $4,000 in here, but these two have about, let's see, about 15,000. Okay. If I do all of the accounts. Okay. All right. Have a great day. Like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video.